Jim Klauck on the Phenomenal Business Growth Podcast with another guest here on the program, Keith Miller. Keith, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Jim?
I am living the dream. Of course, I'm phenomenal. I know you're better than phenomenal, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. I love doing this for Howard and the entire inner circle group at Phenomenal. I've known Howard for over 15 years. We're good friends, and I love having other new good friends come on board. You had told me that you're relatively new to Phenomenal, 4 months or so. Is that right?
Yes, we got signed up the end of last year. A good friend of mine, Nathan Schaefer, kept posting some stuff on Facebook, and I was like, man, I gotta check this out. So gave him a phone call.
And Nathan's a great guy. I know Nathan for some time. We work with him at Checker Pro as well, and he's a great guy, great family guy. He's a bit of a cowboy as well.
Yeah.
And growing some great businesses. You're in real good hands, I'll tell you, being not just working with Howard and the coaches, but the other individuals that are part of the inner circle. They're all great people who want to help each other. It's a fantastic community. Before we get into you and your business, can you talk a little bit about your experience with Phenomenal?
So yeah, absolutely. I like it totally opened up my eyes to a whole new world of business and a way to do business. Things that I had never thought of before, especially and it made me realize what I'm lacking as far as a leader, to my team members, to the business, and just all the information that they provide, and they love doing it. I mean, that's what they get up in the morning for, is to help people like me succeed in life. And Nathan's my coach, and he's no different. That's what makes them tick, and I love that about the phenomenal business coaching and phenomenal products. The conference that blew my mind. That blew my mind. There was so much good information there, and the camaraderie of all the people there was fantastic.
It's a fantastic community, a fantastic family. I love each and every one of the members of the group. All right, let's talk about you and your business. You're in the insulation business. I'm very familiar with that business. Why don't you tell me a little bit about why you're in it, why you love it, and how you serve your customers?
So originally, I was doing construction, and my mom and dad were moving out of town. They moved to the northern part of the state of Indiana, and he had started the insulation company in 2011, and he didn't want to take it with him, so he asked me if I would like to purchase the company, which I said, sure, sounds good, and didn't really know anything about it. I was building pole barns and doing construction. So I kind of got through into it a little bit, and unexpectedly, there's a lot of things to learn. But so originally it was just a way to make a living that seemed easier than getting out and having a construction crew to take care of. But I've really become fond of the work and the service that we provide, and versus what I did in the past. I guess we can solve problems, and that's what makes my ticker tick, right? So um always educating myself and trying to educate our clients, and getting them to see the different ways to insulate that makes sense to them, and their budget. And plus, we the whole world has turned into um a I guess a new generation that really values indoor air quality, and that's where spray foam insulation can come in. Comes in really is very valuable in that sense. So
Yeah.
keeps the exterior outside air out and the inside air in. So
Yeah, in your business, you really do get to help your customer, the homeowner, with saving money on efficiency and also being comfortable. And for some people, they don't mind spending a little extra money actually to become comfortable. So when you
Right.
can re-insulate their home, it can make it just so much more comfortable. They're going to spend a little bit of money up front. That's okay. They're going to save money in the end. And also another great thing about insulation too is you can use it for other things. Like maybe if you're on a busy road, your home's now quieter, or maybe internally inside the house, maybe, the kids are, playing in an adjacent room. You can actually make the house more quiet by insulating within the house. So insulation has a lot of great value for the homeowner.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and it's not just all spray foam insulation. That's a lot of what we do, but there's different ways to insulate your home that are going to be better than your traditional just throwing fiberglass in the wall, air sealing, aero barrier, and then also, like you said, sound barrier in the interior walls, in your bedroom, bathroom, living room walls, kids' playroom, so we do a lot of that. And I would personally would not build a house without putting sound barrier in my interior walls.
I have it in my interior walls, and it was by accident. I bought the house, and the previous owner insulated most of the room's interior from the others.
Yeah.
And what a world of difference. And when you're going to do it, if you can, do it before you finish the home, before the sheetrock goes up, right?
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean, though, that you can't get it done if the house is finished. I know you can actually do that. So you do both, right? You probably do new construction and maybe some retrofits too.
So we don't do a whole lot of retrofits. I mean, we could. It's just not something we've focused on at this point. We do some remodels and stuff like that, but the drill and fill is not something that we're equipped to do. In the future, hopefully, we can have a rig that goes out and just focuses on that. So, where people get the most value from, and what we focus on a lot is closed cell spray foam insulation, and we do a lot of ag buildings. That's pretty easy work, but where I really enjoy doing it is completely encapsulating a home and knowing, and this is where our good friend Nathan comes in at, right? Knowing that they have the proper HVAC contractor that's going to put the proper system in, and then we're going to come in beforehand and we're going to completely encapsulate the home. They're going to put the proper HVAC system in, and that home is going to be super efficient. And I really enjoy the feedback that we get from those homes that we insulate that way.
Yeah, and it's a totally different type of insulation, and people have to understand, if you go foam, you go foam, and if you're going to go with, like the pink stuff blown in, whatever, then that's a whole different thing. It's like two different ways to keep the house comfortable. You can do things with foam you just can't do with like a blown-in insulation.
Absolutely, yeah. Blow-in serves its purpose, and it's also a more affordable option, but it's also not going to perform as good as the spray foam is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And spray foam, not everyone can do it. There's a bigger learning curve on that. It's more of an art. I mean, almost anyone can get away with blowing insulation or putting bad insulation down or in a wall. The foam is totally different. You have to apply it a certain way. It does expand. You have to know how much you're putting in.
Yeah.
And you just have to be more careful with it because it's a little more toxic when you put it in.
Yeah, I mean, we're suited up in suits and full masks, and the factory for when you're installing foam, the factory is at the end of the gun because it's a two-part chemical that mixes. And if you're not mixing at a 1-to-1 ratio, well, then you're applying off ratio material in the wall, and then it's going to pull, or it's going to stink, or they're going to have issues with it at some point. So if you don't know what you're doing, and you don't have the proper training, you can really mess things up in a hurry.
Yeah.
Um, I place a lot of value on further education, and I am certified as a master installer through the SPFA, which is the largest governing body of spray foam insulation. Um, and my team is well on their way to become certified as well. So we're looking forward to that, and just the benefits that that brings. You know.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Keith, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for your feedback on phenomenal business coaching and all of the great coaches there, including, of course, Howard and Nathan and all the others. Have yourself a phenomenal day, my friend.
You too. Look forward to seeing you at the May conference.
I'll be there.
All right. Thank you.